Nice.
Yeah, you raise a good point, and Bait are actually looking for a win after 4 maps of drought on Mirage, but I like that they pick into it because they just know they're going to be comfortable on it. I just think that it's a exciting time for them and one of proving for Zero Tenacity. We jump straight in to map 1. We get immediately into Anubis. Bait start on this T side. And for Zero Tenacity, they need to hit the ground running. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long day in the office, but it also might just be short-lived.
Yeah, they've got a good chance here against a Bait that has just come off the plane. So a chance for Zero Tenacity to run them back with another win over the clear favourites in this upper bracket game of the playoffs. Very slow start to this T-side pistol for Bait. They're going to spread out, see if Zero Tenacity are going to go for any of their aggressive CT plays, which they are fairly well known for, but in this pistol, incredibly passive from both teams, so someone will have to make that first move.
It'll probably come through mid. Yeah, MPL sizing up Nemanja, but not to be. And it's interesting because Zero Tenacity are very much committed to the fact that they're going to play retake B. They're forward-facing on A, but they're very passive on this B. And this promotes quick rotates towards this A bomb site, which is exactly what Bait are going to try and exploit. Smoke, molly, the works, but joffo's got one of his own as well.
Yeah, perfect setup for Zero Tenacity. This smoke, if you drop it, hopefully will delay long enough for those rotates, which, as you mentioned, aren't far away. Smoke will go down. Now, you imagine the Tears will want to push through this. They're straight in. Flashbang, doesn't matter. Kenzie's Law takes one down. But Monster only good for one. That's giving them the full space in. The defenders not putting up enough of a fight. Rotations are fast. Hedrick with a dual Berettas will try and swing and remove AVN, but no, it's MPL that will find that frag. Now they just scale together. A whole group, they know Simka's stuck back here, but he's the one that's finding the shots. Puts it into the 1v2. He loses his support over in main. Kit close in towards Bricks. MPL plays the close angle, strikes with precision, and Bait take the pistol.
Yeah, even with the quick rotate towards B, it wasn't quick enough, because what you don't anticipate for if you're Zero Tenacity is Bait to push the smoke, Kenzie's Law to pretty much hit a blind headshot through smoke, and that's the opening kill. We know what Kenzie's Law's like. We cast him a lot at the CCT Global Finals last week. Incredibly aggressive. I just think it brings such a good balance to this team, and I'm glad that they were able to win against the opponents they should have beaten in the Mesa Championships, and they also lost to who they were supposed to lose, because that would give them valuable experience heading in towards Austin. This is all the build-up, this is all the warm-up for Austin. And it's games like this online that you also have to treat with a lot of respect. Oh dear, they've dinked each other. Not ideal. But that's it. It's an eco. What do you expect?
I mean, I might have got you a second kill. Essential. Oh, Simka, nice shot. Okay. So you do take down one. Don't know if they lost a rifle there. Hedrick might have had one, so. All's well. One casualty, 2-0 start. Oh, we'll see. Yeah, Hedrick got a Galil. So, yeah, it's slightly costly, but it's. Who cares, actually? You know, why am I making a big deal about a Galil? No one likes Galils anyway. Had a teammate get mad at me earlier because I didn't pick up their Galil when they died, and instead I picked up a FAMAS from the grounds.
To be fair, the Galil was better than the FAMAS.
Yeah, I'm FAMAS pilled. Kenzor is Mac 10 pilled. Helps out MPL, who was fully blinded there, but Monster will slide in. Nice kill, and with MPL low, is he going to keep pushing? He really wants his frag, and he will find it.
That's absurd. The fact that Bro Monster just swings, just takes all that contact, and then just wants to keep fighting in towards middle. Fair play. Fair dues. Because that completely nullifies Bait out of mid, and it forces them to go into the only essence of map control they've got, which is A. 3 versus 2, in theory, on the bomb site, but cjoffo and his partner in crime up heaven should be a good remedy. Never mind. Brook Monster will fall, and cjoffo won't find anything. Oh dear. Now it's a player advantage for Bait, and Zero Tenacity have got to decide whether they want to retake or save.
I mean, what are you going to do? You got a flashbang of smoke and you're currently blocked off in camera. There's just no way into this. Might be a kit you can pick up off one of these bodies, but if you're not presented a kill in the next few seconds, yeah, they're already calling it quits. Really uncomfortable fight for obviously. I mean, it's kind of, you can't really blame. I think it was cjoffo. It was kind of at the end there. It was behind Cake because, like, you've been spotted on that first jiggle, and I love the way that Essential goes to the left hand side, Alex goes to the right, and it's like no matter which way you go, like their crosshairs are on your position. Yeah, that's so unfavorable. Kind of in that mindset where your teammate has just gone down, you feel like you need the immediate trade, but when you can't get that immediately, now you're screwed, and you would have been better off just baiting completely.
Well, if anything, it's more the fact that Brute Monster's got confidence after getting 2 kills in middle. He doesn't wait for his own smoke to bloom. He doesn't worry about the fact that cjoffo potentially could just trade him. He just dry swings out heaven, and you give over these one-on-one fights. And the thing is, Bait are playing pack mentality. They're playing with efficient trade spacing. Zero Tenacity, that was a really good example of them not trading properly, unfortunately. And that just makes it so a 3v4 is just completely destroyed and dismantled. You got these safe weapons in use with Simka's AK, Avon's M4, but the rest of the squad have got pistols. And for Bait, it's quite simple, really.
Oh,
it's just going up to a site. Can you see him?
He saw the gun barrel. If he, I mean, that's a weird sight to be seeing. But now he's got the kill, the dismantle, so misses that little bit that was sticking out. Not going to be a big deal just yet because Avon has gone down. Kenzo looks just the chase, but Brute Monster gets on with the dig. Hedrick knows that Connector is under threat. MPL has alleviated some of the threat with the push. He'll pick up the smoke. Simka look to push through this?
No,
Hedrick
that's a
might just
death
disengage.
wish. That is a complete death wish if he pushes through this smoke. I love that how Bait are playing this, though, because they deliberately disengage to try and get the bomb, and now MPL's like, okay, one's in middle, one's in con. That's our guaranteed info. It got 50 seconds. You don't need to commit into anything. So they're going to regroup, they're going to play together, and again, be better with these trades. It looks like they're going to reset through mid, which is exactly the right call here, because Simka will feel like he has to commit all his life force towards Connector. It's going to free up Nemanja, but he's only got a deagle. So you isolate a deagle fight, suddenly you've got a bomb site, and suddenly you've got another round that could have been a very precarious for Bait. They're doing everything perfectly right now. It's only if Nemanja hides completely and he's able to deny the bomb plant, but he's still worried about the fact that they could have gone through mid. Here's this fight.
Timing. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Hedrick looks the other way. This will still give MPL a chance, but time is ticking. Needs to find this kill quickly. Will convert it, and just enough time to dance around, get the bomb down. Planted. Here's Simka running towards him. Falls back to Cake. Trying to play that headshot angle. Yeah, reload comes off, has that time to do it. Simka looks and holds, and the swing comes out straight into his waiting crosshair. Hedrick getting caught as Nemanja finds the perfect time to slip out heaven.
I love it when I compliment players on doing the right thing and then they do the wrong thing and I get egg on my face. Why on earth is this happening with 25 seconds left? Not this bit, this bit. The fact that MPL and Hedrick completely split away from each other. If they both walk through there, it's an instant trade on Nemanja, and probably that kill doesn't happen because one of the guys would be looking at heaven. Instead, Hedrick is completely by himself looking at all these different angles. It feels silly because they do everything right, and then it kind of gets to the finish line and they just fall over. We're seeing this a lot more now, by the way, on the CT side. Players are dropping smokes preemptively, like here in mid doors, to extinguish mollies. There's also the cutout on Ancient more recently. And on Dust 2, there's a set lineup that you can throw by the blue bin that denies all the mollies to get your team space. And as a result, MPL's legged.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty, isn't it?
It's really cool. It's now just evolving the meta where it's like, okay, we're going to pre-smoke just in case you throw a molly, and we're guaranteed that space, and therefore guaranteed our angle always. So then the next evolution of that will be more flashbangs.
Check out Nemanja. He's sitting on the other side of this smoke. See, Brute Monster is sitting back deep with the AWP. Oh, it's in the perfect spot. That one's free. That was the low HP. Now he's in an exposed position. Flashbang comes forward to give him the room. He just takes the fight to them, gets one, and, well, still got that orb sitting back to support. So this mid-hold has done well, although, for some reason, wasn't expecting the swing from red. So Hedrick's found a kill back. Still the man advantage for Zero Tenacity, but it is only one defender on A.
Oh, well, that smoke's missed in Temple. He threw one already. He wanted to throw another one, but instead it's landed in camera. And now you see Essential. Joffo hasn't got a kill yet, but this time he'll add one to the tally. Headtrick needs an immediate trade, and Joffo's just playing time. He knows if he winds down the clock, they can start to push this Temple smoke and then come through. But haven't sort of fluffed his lines a little bit. 15 seconds left, a fake out. But they're not buying it. Nice shot out of Headtrick. Reload stuck in. This would be the ace. A fake on the plant? No, it's going to be the full commitment. And Simka starts running. Hesitates just for a second. It's Headtrick to get the headshot. And it's a full house for him. Somehow, some way. It's a 1v3 and it's all 5.
Insanity. Insanity. It feels like Zero Tenacity have the perfect response in middle, but a little fluff up there to start things, right? Brute Monster is holding with the AWP, gets a little, I guess, lost is where potentially this extra player could be. Not at all, considering that a swing could come from that right side. Headtrick gets that first kill, the flames help him out, and yeah, he fluffs the smoke, but hey, just decides to use it to his advantage, and it ends up helping him so much too.
Amazing.
Now the push up, and it's punished.
That's your only rifle. Really good utility by Bait. Molly in towards the window, Molly in towards the doors, and it completely isolates Simka. Nemanja hits a banger with the Deagle. Don't get me wrong, and he follows up with another one. Oh dear. This isn't going to plan for Bait. They keep finding these opening kills and they keep being traded back. Nemanja wants even more, and he's been spotted by Kenzizor. Picks up the M4, wants to swing but isn't allowed it, and now Essentials on notice by A main. Nemanja just keeps on pushing. Keeps doing even more damage. Headtrick notices him, Essential finishes the job, and now this pushing from B main and A main, it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, Headtrick can do it this one with ease. It's just a USP. And make sure you duck. There we go, clean up on the final play, as that was just that hero M4, but it actually does nothing. It's Nemanja's deagled it. That's quite the sting to it. Thankfully, Bait able to respond to that in kind. They see Nemanja's push forward, picked up an M4, they decide to just focus in on him, remove that immediate threat. Cognizant of these additional extremity pushes, so well handled. Crazy shots though, like just the wide swing. MPL's holding that exact thing. CS2 in a nutshell.
I like this call out of MPL. He says, okay, we've been pressuring mid quite a lot. We've been ending A more often than not. Let's just go for a faster play and we're going to head B. We'll do the usual conditioning utility. They're not going to think we're going B. But actually, Zero Tenacity got a very good read on this. There's 3 players lying wait, including that AWP.
Yeah, cross smokes will go down, so it's going to block it. Is there any sort of utility they can throw back? This molly could be really deadly. That's going to go right back in towards Glyph. Not spreading though. They've got space, but Simka falls, and now the pressure is on. They know players are stuck back here. Will they be followed through utility? Doesn't look like it, so they're actually giving a bit of space. HE to give an open line. AVN hits the shot, and Nemanja spams his out. Despite feeling really claustrophobic backside, it doesn't matter. They fight their way forward. And it's on to Alex, 666, backside. Default plant finds that first on the cross, ready for Nemanja's swing. Flashbang, fantastic though, forces him off the line. Ivan's just going to stick it. You got to get past 3 players. Not going to happen. Nemanja's holding for that first swing. So really well handled by the B defenders.
That's crazy that they don't die there. I mean, the molly, I guess, gets extinguished by the corner of a smoke grenade that Bait throws, but the boost up does work, and then the Nemanja's just pushing forward. There was a break on the smoke, and then everyone swings at once. The Nemanja's just laying down lead through multiple smokes. And it works, because Bait feel like they're trapped. They don't actually have all of the positioning. They've got Con. That's it. They've got B main, that's it. They don't have anything on site.
Swing out. Oh, okay. Good trade. Still got the AWP here, and Kensel was considering it, but the AWP just needs the one shot to connect. So again, Zero Tenacity with a man advantage early. Bait have pressed the issue in towards middle, but it's kind of fake space because Nemanja was holding. The smoke intentionally has been deployed like this. I think both to kind of block off A, but also to make it seem like they could lurk past. And yeah, it's going to draw a lot of ire.
Yeah, this is nice. I guess it's a good reposition here out of Zero Tenacity. Or you're walking, clearing mid, and then you can immediately reset. What you're hoping for, though, is that Bait are taking their time. So there you go, swing in towards mid. Simka and Avon start to slink back, and Amania now tasked with the responsibility of actually going and gutting out all of middle. He just drops his incendiary. But the important factor here is that the B defense will be here in time.
Good news is the AWP isn't here. They're just going full contact. Smoke will go down, and MPL, great shot on Simka. That puts it into the 3-on-3. They saw the player Temple too, so that's information that can be further relayed across. A flash just to clear out canals. So you've got a lot of space here in the post plant. It's also planted for both Dark and Main. Hedrick playing around this pillar. Nemanja comes close, and Sentry clearing out jail. Avon's been brought down low. Flashbang. Oh, actually prevents the swing, and good kill comes through from Avon, but then MPL doubles down, and he makes it the 4K. In the end, it looked like Hedrick was going to be the linchpin of that round, but he's just a distraction. It's all MPL.
This is actually a really good example of why Zero Tenacity have been struggling so recently. And that is, if you take a look at the scoreboard, it's normally the Mania doing the damage. It's sometimes Brute Monster, and then there is no one else. And it's a shame because you consistently have these players that obviously want to play together. They want to sort of build their team up. They've been playing together for years and years and years. But Avon, cjoffo, Simka are all too inconsistent. And it just means that your anchors are not reliable. And it's such a shame, but that's the reality that Zero Tenacity face in 2025. This is a really good call out of MPL again. As you mentioned, just going pure contact. By killing the noise, you're killing the info, you're killing the idea that Zero Tenacity have got in their head of where you're up to. You would have heard them take middle. You would have heard that incendiary being dropped deep. Okay, they're in camera. That means they've retaken mid. If we go pure contact, we don't drop utility. We don't give them any indication of where we are. And then immediately MPL just strikes.
Big breakthrough round two onto the pistols. We saw what Nemanja's Deagle can do, but it's the rest of the pieces. Can they get something done? Double up in main. I've already tried this trick a few times, so I'm not entirely convinced that a late push will be the answer. Just playing a slow, well, spread default on the CT side is a little tricky with just pistols. Just gotta hope you can hit some of those digs. Kensor might be giving an opportunity to Simka, who is jiggling this angle. Kind of hoping he jiggles a little too much into Hedrick's AWP, but I dare say, given he knows Kensor is that close, that he won't overextend.
Yeah, Bait are really anticipating that there's going to be some aggression. And they would be right. I feel like in the next 10 to 15 seconds, Zero Tenacity are going to start to push in towards A main. They might even go beyond this smoke that's just been deployed by Essential. There we go, double nade, push through, just from one player. Brute Monster goes, they're not here over at A main. So now you can start to rotate again. You could be ahead of this info, but it might be too little too late, as Kenzie's already in con and they're coming through B main.
Rotations are coming. They are going to arrive pretty soon, but Hedrick has found that first kill. They can just burst through their superior weaponry, just running them down. Bit of flak damage done. The attempted overwhelm, but Essential is holding on for the moment. One kill comes back the other way, but Kentizor spots out, and it's MPL that bails him out of that rather messy spray. But it was all fine because it was up against pistols. Only one kill goes the way of Zero Tenacity, so Bait, that's much more about what we expect to see. 5-round lead on this T side. Feeling very good for Bait.
Yeah, it's to be honest, really good game management from Bait as well, because I think they recognise that they can just beat Zero Tenacity by playing better fundamentals, because their individuals in this current sort of calendar year have been exceptional compared to Zero Tenacity's. Run boost over, Brute Monster hits the shot, but it's traded immediately. Hedrick's just running in towards water with the AWP, trying to get an aggressive line on towards Connector. He finds what he's looking for in terms of a guarantee of a player there. Molly for Nemanja. MPL really wants him to swing, and Nemanja will oblige.
And Nemanja's had the best of him a couple of times in middle, but MPL is not going to full arrive that one this time. Alex might be in trouble. flush forward, waiting to delay swing. The molly's actually pretty bad because it's a CT one. Joffo, you need to be very careful, buddy. They're all coming your way. You do not want to stand that close. And yeah, he will fall back. Evan is going to move towards middle, but there is a big gap in A main, and they walk through just as that smoke fades. Joffo's going to hear them coming, feeling that pressure, drops an incendiary forward, and, well, the flashbang destroys him. You can see him raising his hand, but nothing he could do to stop the bullets.
And again, it's going to sound so horrible, but like it is just the reality of Zero Tenacity games right now. And it's Lemania's dead, Brute Monster's dead, okay. Well, round's over. And also MPL and Headtrick are alive, and we talk about that duo so much. They have a lot of kills between them. 26, if you want to be specific. They are 26 and 9 as a duo. Or Avon gets to hold on to his orb. Yes.
MPL will oblige by running out with his knife out.
He did his job. He won the round.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame him, right? 14 and 6, 3 kills from that one. This big one on middle, which kind of left the map open. Allowed that gap.
So it's a saved orb, 1 M4, and 3 MP9s. This could be 10-2. Which would be horrible for Zero Tenacity. I don't like their odds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like the odds of that working either. The MP9 through the smoke in middle. It's one of those ones that works when, like, the entire team runs through and you just get overwhelmed, but one lone fellow with an MP9? Not gonna happen. Maybe Ramonsa gets a chance. Oh, essential, the timing, and then that collection. Controlling that spray was a little off the mark, but finds his way to find the frag, and now they're just aim dueling them. This is just a DM server right now. I think they even know that Avon's here. The bomb's going to A, but they just want to keep fighting. And why not? It's going pretty damn well.
Okay, they're having fun now. That round was like, MPL didn't even have a call. He just went, go kill them. And Bait went, okay, sure, let's do it. Why not? Essential gets a really good timing on A main here, holds the spray for a double. Headtrick's been rewarded finally for his patience. It feels like he's been holding the connector swing for about 6 rounds. And he gets his kill. 9-2. The M4s are out, the AWP is out, but the maximum that Zero Tenacity can achieve is 3 on their CT side. My goodness me, they need that 3rd round, and Bait are rushing A.
Oh, what a call. There's only one player here, Joffo, buddy. Oh, they don't actually rush. Okay, so they get fast here. Joffo gets flashed in, and he's found great success. That was necessary. A double down, you really expected that to be a one and done. The man is close by, drops the smoke. He just want to burst through, but he's going to get up close. He sees them coming, and he knocks them down. That 3rd round looks to be secured. Unless Alex can pull through a pretty unbelievable 1v4. He's found that first frag, but now all the rotations have come. He's found another. He's found another, and he's still standing. A missed shot. Brute Monster is low. Alex is feeling all of the hurt from this util, and he will go down attempting to scale. So Zero Tenacity end the half with 3.
pretty much we expected here on the B stream, with Bates having a 9-3 lead over Zero Tenacity. Spirit Academy are beating Favbet 6-2, but James got angry at the kids in his game, and Paravision are beating Another Junior 8-3.
Wow, that is quite an impressive lead. Zero Tenacity, okay, nice way to get the opening kill. Try and draw Essential out to fight a bit too much into Simka, and then Bullet Monster is there to finish the job. Avin, oh, nice count MPL. Was ready for a potential swing. So now the rest of the squad just walk into A. Hetrick is still worried about this mid player. So Zero Tenacity should be picking up this pistol. Looks very hard for them to let this one slip at this stage, especially without the kit.
No, surely there's no way. Brute Monster's on a really good angle for A main. Kenzie's always should be dead, and he is. And you still got Avon lying in wait in towards mid. Hetrick has not moved a muscle at all. Very simple stuff for Zero Tenacity. They think, okay, we're not going to keep it that complicated. We're just going to shoot them in the head and run up mid. So nice. Not really too much to say apart from it's a necessary pistol that they needed, and they picked it up. If I'm bait, I'm not forcing this. I'm just saving, and I'm getting the guns out as soon as possible.
Yeah, it feels unnecessary when you've got such a good lead. Even if Hetrick has kept armor. He's got armor, so I don't think he took damage, so that might entice you into a force buy. I mean, forcing just feels like it's the meta these days. It has been for a minute. Because, you know, worst case, you lose it. And then, like, you eco one and then you buy anyway. And you've got probably a better buy. You just lost a couple extra rounds. But you got the chance of winning this, you know. Can they do it? A lot of players at A, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they're popping either. I think they're just lining up on the wall at different angles.
That's crazy.
So they're really hoping that Zero Tenacity walk into them. If Zero Tenacity walk into A main here, they're in trouble. Oh, it's a flash. Okay. Never mind. They just go through the utility. They actually do a very similar round to what Zero Tenacity did to them. Not that Bait knew it, because no one was outside A main to hear it. It's going to be a split through camera instead. But you might be splitting through camera, but there's still a number of players there on A. Zero Tenacity realise this, they respect it, and they move over to B.
Yeah, just drop down. Good timing on this smoke from Kenzie Saw. They have to make the call. Do they want to push through this? They have no HE. They just have to run through, guns blazing, and he's going to sit in the smoke. He's going to sit in it and walk out of it, striking, but only good for the one. And they've found their way into the site now. Smokes are going down. Avon will plant. Essential's picked up an AK, but he's blocked off right now. Alex deep in CT. Flashbang is very good, and he'll go down. So it could have been really good, and maybe the decision to walk into the smoke rather than just sitting on the edge of it ends up costing the chance to get the multi.
All the timing of it as well, because he should have probably waited for other players to take contact. But he thinks, oh, maybe I've got time in here. I'll just take the fight. Essentially was saving an AK. That's honest work. He won't mind that whatsoever. It would be a very boring round for him in the next, because if the pistols don't find anything, then he'll just be holding on to the AK again. But this is exactly what Zero Tenacity needed. They get the pistol, they went out the force buy, their reward's now an eco, and then it's a 3-round game. And they're back. Oh, too many players.
Yeah, and you just don't have... I mean, the MP9 isn't that bad in that position, but yeah, when they all swivel on you like that, what can you do? Also a chance to make this round threatening, because they've got some 5.7s, they've got this AK. Essential's been doing pretty decent. He'll be in a pivotal position in middle as well. And has many friends along the ride for him. Flashbang. You've seen that utility being thrown out. Really, really wants to challenge middle. You can tell he's keen for it.
Thinks better of it. They're going to stack B. Issue is that Zero Tenacity are going A. Unfortunate for them. Or are they? Yeah, they are. They've got quick flank opportunities here, Bait. So I guess that's something. Alex will now start to call this over. You got a quick rotate. It's essential on the flank, though. He won't be here in time, and he's coming from behind, so it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, just about doing damage when we're getting some AKs at this stage. So I'm just going to sit back and try and help out. Oh, insane shot from Kenzie.
Sure.
Just the drive-by. That's ridiculous. It's barely on the screen. And now you start to crunch in. Okay, maybe this is actually on. Oh, maybe not. No, never mind. That got really exciting for like half a second. And then just everyone died.
Yeah, the kill feed just lit up with Zero Tenacity killing Bait players. That was, in theory, a 3-on-5-1 by Zero Tenacity just then. I'll take that all day long. 9-6. And that was only with one rifle. How about 5 of them? And utility to go. Let's see what Bait can do and how they work out the Zero Tenacity default. Brookmonster's got his AWP just holding for a B main push that isn't coming in. Ouch. That wasn't very nice.
That one stings.
Neither was the voice crack, but there we go, we move.
I thought you did a bit.
No.
Like when the guy gets like zaps.
Oh, like a Tom and
That wasn't
Jerry.
a flash either. Oh, actually a second flash. Oh, never mind. Alex has done well, but only has the USP. Doesn't matter.
Really?
He ran out of bullets. You gotta trade that. Oh dear.
You gotta reload that. That one's only got 10 in it.
Well,
Did you see him?
surely no, he didn't, but he'll adjust anyway. Alex, come on, man. Getting away with murder, literally.
Okay, what a fantastic A-hold from Alex. The most unorthodox A-hold, but one that works nevertheless. Avon putting down pressure in towards camera. He'll cross and try and go temple. But it's only a matter of time before Bait realise this and piece together. You can really see Essential move in out the way. In fact, he might just even take this fight. Avon needs this kill and he grabs it. Low HP on him, but maybe you can bring the bomb over. Maybe you can plant. Maybe this round's not done.
Okay. Smoke will land in the face of Kenzie Saw and spots out Brookmonster. Oh, CT, not ready for that angle, and now they just swarm. They just run him down. No chance for Avon to even get that one started. Just too many positions to deal with and not enough utility to keep them at bay. Wasn't even considering the potential of a CT player. This round was just ridiculous in terms of how this played out in towards middle. Sorry, A. I don't know how he gets that kill with the USP. Like the last one, that's just a great adjustment, but you should not have had the opportunity to get that kill.
Whoever he was fighting whiffed massively.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been there. But
We have.
We've not all been there, you know, in the playoffs of Challenger League and whiff like that.
I really liked the responsiveness there from Bait. As soon as they got the contact and the CT guy, they all just pushed. Like, they push through molly, they push through smoke, they push through distance, because one, the CT guy was very far away. Let's see this A-pop. It's got to have legs to it, but that means you've got to get past Alex. A triple nade, and it does like 20 damage, and he gets a kill and a half. In fact, make it 3.
Oh my god, what is this guy doing? Doesn't seem fair. I just don't, like, he's just getting away with the most ridiculous kills. They're trying to counter him. He just slaps it back in their face, and he's not done. He's not done. He almost takes down every single player. Stop going A, boys. It is not working. 4.9 kills. A poor man's ace. And there's nothing that Brookmonster can do. This is 11, and Head Trick will confirm it.
Maybe let's not go A. As you said, it's not worth it, guys. You triple nade him, but all the nades go in different places. It does 21 damage to him, and he does about 450 back to you. Sure, you're on Tech 9s, but do you really need to push that smoke? Maybe you think you've chunked him enough. But no, nades were not set lineup, they were just thrown freehand. Unlike this one. Here's 12. Oh. No.
Yep. 1 kill, and I mean, that's not really going to have any ramifications because they are loaded. Easy peasy, it feels for bait. Thanks to Alex666, and he has A holds. Her Tenacity think he's a bit of an A hole for those holds. That wasn't very good. God.
No.
Fortunately, Brandon, this game felt super competitive at the start of this half, and...
Did it? It ended 9-3. Oh, this half.
This half,
oh,
yeah. No, it wasn't. The first half wasn't.
Yeah,
but,
look,
you know,
I mean, they got the pistols,
and
and Bait didn't have guns, so it
yeah,
was a fair
true.
fight.
There was a force fight with MP9s. Yeah, okay, fair enough, fair enough.
No, you're not peeking this Kenzizor,
Oh,
are you?
he is. He's got a mate.
Just waiting for him.
Okay. Nice little flashback. That's cool.
That was a great reference, by the way. I hope at least one of you got it.
Yeah. For a mate. That's a bit of my culture.
Exactly.
Always
Go on,
is.
peek the orb. Do it. Yeah. Doesn't work out. Head trick once more, but he's sort of stuck. Simcot on the left-hand side. Great counter flashbang. Unbelievable counter flashbang from MPL because it does save head trick. He also gets a kill off the back of it. The disengage out of middle. A 4 versus 3. Still this advantage for Bait.
Could have been even worse there if Patrick had managed to hit that shot, but it was a tricky one. Going to be going for an A play. 2 towards main and 1 through middle late. But you've got head trick to deal with and you've got Alex. So you've got this double setup, which at the moment, neither of them feels like they're doing any wrong. Head trick gets the first kill. Ready for the second. Can't flick down. So Monster's allowed to slide out. That's the bomb spotted. Alex, oh, this timing, ridiculous. Never revealed himself and just walks around. Avon, the final piece, crawls through that camera smoke, but Alex is going to swing and will spot, but can't confirm the kill. Chance for Avon, fakes the run down and isolates another fight. That's a bomb picked up. Kenzizor is on this playthrough main. He has arrived here very quickly. Will Avon be ready? Looks like he's aware of the possibility, but he's going to have to go back and check camera, and this is all going to come down to the timing. Kenzizor crosses, and he was spotted, and Avon, what a clutch! Deals one straight back at them. A 1v3 keeps Zero Tenacity in it.
Yeah, as soon as Alex666 gets the kill on A main, they just think the game's over. And they just think they can kill him. So they take drive fight after drive fight. They break every protocol that they've got because they just assume the game is won. As soon as this kill is locked in, but no, it's not. Avon is allowed 3 1v1s. His crosshair placement is brilliant on every single one. And the fact that he is expectant, the fact that he is ready for A main on that timing is superb. Bait, fortunately for them, have got enough money to rebuy into this and rebuild. But for Zero Tenacity, that's a lifeline because suddenly you needed to double your own score count in order to hit overtime. Now you just need 5.
It's a chance. Bit of a lifeline extended. 2 pretty insane clutches that we've had in this map so far.
Both on A.
Both on A. Monster's really hoping for this swing, but it's not coming. It's going to be the walkthrough from Nemanja, a flash to kind of help him on the line in case Hedrick was here. But he's not. He's over at A main. Double nade in towards camera, just in case the player had fallen back there. I actually love that set of util, even if it doesn't connect onto anything. Now they're putting the pressure on. This A main fight's going to be everything. Hedrick's playing the line, but Alex is tucked in, but gets nothing. Nothing at all from any of the defenders on this side. The game will extend. Kentazor and Essential might not even be allowed to save.
Maybe Avon can hunt them because he's here, but aside from that, you shouldn't really be hunting this if you're Zero Tenacity. I doubt they clear him. Oh, the timing. That's brutal. Avon lines them up and knocks them down. A flawless round, all based off the fact that Zero Tenacity, they take middle on a faster timing. They use that utility to smoke off camera. It almost feels like Bait have to go into that setup and they just go into flashbangs. And Alex was playing anti-flash, then he stopped playing anti-flash, and as he stopped playing anti-flash for half a second, he got blinded. How ironic.
Well, a little bit something, and there's a little maybe a bit something more than you hoped for. 4 players in middle, seeing if they can get something done with these pistols, and Demania might be biting off more than he can chew in here. Gets one, and will be removed. Joffo will survive just about, so the pistol's do a bit of damage. If Joffo had gone down, you might start to get a little worried for Zero Tenacity. Should be fine. They are going to go towards B. Will they? No. Middle. Good play.
Yeah, more often than not, most Anubis move rounds always include the T's going back in towards middle, just contact pushing, taking the space away. More often than not, this is the gap that is always left by the CTs. And MPL, the only defender, has got a USP and like 0 health, 18 to be precise. But if Zero Tenacity go around the world to link up with Avon, is there maybe a conversation that could get a little bit dicey? Surely not with an AK and a 5.7, but Alex is holding for this. Simka, oh, we'll just remove his teammate. Alex gets the trade, but it doesn't matter. Crisis averted. This is a 3-round game.
All right. That was obviously just the eco, but Zero Tenacity have had to weather it out. A clutch into a full gun round. They pull it off successfully. Time to build into this and mention how necessary Anubis feels in this series. So if they can pull off a comeback here, take it at OT, you start to get very excited for the prospects of the Zero Tenacity upset. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 3 rounds on the trot required. 2 of those will be against a full investment. All for head trick will be one piece that is missing for Bait.
It would suck if Bait go on to concede overtime in this and have to play more rounds, because they literally had the game in the palm of their hand. It was a 1v3 and they played themselves. Let's see what the butterfly effect can do. Great molly. In from Ruggs, it forces Hedrick away even further if he did have an AWP. But he doesn't. Now at this time it's just double nades in towards mid. They're trying to lead with utility here, Zero Tenacity. They're trying to apply the conditioning that, hey, we're not going to push you mid. Oh, they will. Just give them time.
Let's just looking to see if anyone walks around this smoke, but no, it's just a bit of HE's dropped. A lot of utility expended at the CTs. They have a smoke and 2 flashbangs left. And again, Zero Tenacity want to put the pressure onto A. Hedrick calls for the support. Alex will be here, 2 players. And a contact move. Now the smokes will come, letting Hedrick know this hit is on its way. Flashbang is fantastic. Hedrick in the open, it almost lines up too. Huge amount of damage, and you've still got Alex in heaven. How does he want to play this? Just going to sit. Wait for reinforcements. Doesn't overplay his hand, and now has a powerful position on that fade. Will be watched by Avon. But Alex wins that fight. Now MPL will slide through. Almost misses that timing, but then he'll swing around. Joffo low from earlier. Sees a whole lot. Takes down 2. And that sets up Monster for this clutch. A chance in it. Finds the first kill. And Kenzizor needs to chase down this AWP. Monster just runs away. Is there a kit? Is there something? Is there any chance? There isn't. The double down from Stairs. A lineup from Joffo with just 9 HP gives Monster the chance to close.
He plays it so well in that 1v1. He just runs away. He just runs away and he gambles the fact that, look, if Kenzizor was going to be using a defuse kit, it wouldn't have ran at him all the way deep in towards A main. He took the risk. It pays off. 2v4. Turned against bait. 1v3. Turned against bait. Money now turned against bait as well. A couple of deeks that saved AK, but 1 MP9 and potentially just one more big buy round separates Zero Tenacity from OT after being down 12-6.
Insanity. Insanity. And now, because of all this conditioning, how many A finishes there have been, of course, Bait will put a lot of forces over there, but Zero Tenacity, no interest. Just going through the motions. Setting up for a B finish. Bait will start rotating. They're bringing a lot of players over. In fact, everyone is going to be here. We still have that AK in play. No utility save, 1 flashbang. MPL gets ready to throw it off. Essential's been spammed out. Patrick's hit a dig shot, but okay, Kenzizor with the AK will slide through. There's a chance here. They're doing a lot of damage. Bomb being planted though. And as soon as that goes down, it gets a whole lot more trickier. With Kenzizor finding another, you know it's this double up in towards main. But you're losing players. And losing chances. MPL doesn't have armor, but hits an insane shot. Is he really just going to stick a 10-second?
No. I was not buying it. He's going to do it.
Clear this. No way! You cannot win like this! He had no armor!
He had no kit!
A 10-second defuse!
There's no way!
You've just lost
no
that?
Way.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god. That's how it ends. That's how it casters as well. Look, you're always going to get good stuff out of MPO and Head Trick. What about the rest of the squad? It took them a while to find their footing. There needed to be that common ground. There needed to be that level. We now ask the same questions. It's funny that the same narrative is now put over on Zero Tenacity. Map 2 is live. Do or die in the upper bracket for Zero Tenacity. Reminder, if you lose this game, you drop down in towards the lower bracket, but that means your calendar gets a lot more condensed and there's a lot more best of threes to play. They don't want that to happen, Bait or Zero Tenacity, because we know what the calendar is like already, especially not for Bait, who have got bigger fish to fry, especially with that first ever major appearance coming up next month.
Yes, a lot on their plate. And a very aggressive push out of the CT side, and MPL will take down one. Trade is fast. Essential actually manages to get that last bullet off. The Manu's done well to find that second kill, but they've managed to burst through. But Monster tries to sneak in and get a trade. No chance on it. Bomb does go down. Avon and Monster, this is a very difficult retake. Eats the flash. Avon just sits back in CT spawn, hoping that someone oversteps the mark. But for Bait, they do not need to move. They have a fantastic setup. There's no kit. Okay, no, sorry, Monster has picked that up. So do have a little bit of time to work with. Avon will reveal himself, starts to move out. Monster's found the kill, and now there's the chance. Avon's found another. It's on to Head Trick. He's tucked under, swings out. That was the kit that's dropped. Avon needs to go pick it up. He's found it, needs this kill instantly, and Head Trick just plays him like a fiddle, dancing around default, and it's not a dance that Avon likes the tune to. That'll be the pistol for Bait.
Yeah, really well played by Bait. Great trades in the interim to get them on towards A in the first place. And as you said, Avon was holding for a mistake. He was holding for Bait to think, oh, we need CT because there's been pressure in from jungle. It was actually Brute Monster that then fell back in that smoke initially. And they decide against it. Bait. They just remain on the bomb site. They play these really tight-knit crossfires. And even though Zero, Tenacity unpick and unstitch a couple of them, Headtrick plays the time beautifully. As soon as he hears this player running towards that defuse kit, great flash and an even better shot out of Brute Monster. This force buy goes off with a bang for Zero Tenacity.
That's wild. Great flashbang. Everyone was full blind, but that was a cool flick. Yeah, okay, they just wanted to face middle with all their rifles, try and bully a little bit, but they're the ones that get stung. So Tenacity will flash through. They have all 5 players set up to get mid control. So if they time this well, A is currently open, but that's on a timer. There is going to be this moment where Zero Tenacity get top mid control, maybe scoop up this weapon, and then they'll start to move players back. It is just Brute Monster in jungle. Joffo is not that far away, but Monster has nothing but his scout. No armor, no utility. Is currently in the open, crossing the CT. Maybe MPL will try and sell something over on B first. Is that going to be the play? Try and fake something? I don't know. There's a timer again because Nemania's kept pushing.
And as soon as you see this utility being dropped and there's no further commitment, you know you can just keep pushing this to on the Mania, and they'll hear him run away. Brute Monster gets dinked. So that creates a little bit of a pathway in towards the site, but you're right, the Mania is right behind them, and he's got the FAMAS. Headtrick's got the bomb equipped, and he checks it. He checked it, and the Mania wanted 2 kills, and instead he comes up short. What a moment.
Alex just takes two in CT. That was the second part where it could have fallen apart.
What? I didn't even notice that. All those kills coming instantaneously. Kenzie's made his way in towards jungle. Bang, that's another 1v1. And Alex says, thank you very much. I've done all the hard work in towards getting these kills in CT. I'll take another one.
It's in a second.
Brutal.
Yeah, that could have really... Even with the Nemanja going down, he goes to Dinko for Headtrick, who's low and goes immediately for the bomb plant. If that double-up push from CT had removed Alex, Headtrick would have had his hands busy. The round still would have fallen apart, so... We can get to see it from his POV, but huge amount of impact. Shame for Zero Tenacity because that looked perfect. I can't believe Headtrick looks back.
Oh. Kenzie's fluffs his lines a little bit, but at least there's a kill in mid for Essential, so they keep the man advantage here. Utility's really good as well. Brute Monster down to his last legs over on A, and his teammate's been removed in the meanwhile. You know Alex is going to clear under the porch, and especially because Essential's also spotted him. And whilst it's a nice shot out of AVN, you feel it's only a consolation. That's the cleanest of the lot. It's funny because that's AKs versus pistols.
Yeah. Alex with some nice shots already. Couple of big rounds, back-to-back triples. Clean with it. Alright, now Zero Tenacity will have the proper investment, but once his AWP comes out uncontested, mentioned that he's going to be the swing factor here for Zero Tenacity. Had a great showing on Anubis. Needs to replicate that now.
Sometimes it just feels like the world's against you when that pistol round's so close, that second round's so close. But you can't let that phase you. And Brute Monster doesn't. We said how valuable he was in order for Zero Tenacity to take Mirage. He gets another opening kill. Nade does a little bit of damage inflicted on towards Headtrick. Gun barrel. Oh. If it wasn't spotted, the bullets definitely were. And Nemanja ready for Kenzie's ore. MPL with a good trade, but the players are creeping in. Not only in towards short, but also in towards this A site. Brute Monster's relocated towards Ticket and will not miss the mark. So this gun round has gone exceptionally for Zero Tenacity. Back to business.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting gun round because so much of the T side on Anubis was very much pack tactics, right? They were moving a lot as a unit, but This is just individual aim drills. Sure, you see 3 X's on the map over towards A ramp, but all of those fights were given in different 30-second segments, all individually. There was never kind of a trade kill that came through. Just trying to aim drill their way around on this first proper gun round, and that has not worked out at all. Monster gets to have that impact early with the opening kill.
And look at that, immediately, Bait, they want to call 30 seconds. They're not satisfied with how that round panned out, and because of the infliction of casualties in the previous ones, even though they've been winning this round, you got a Galil, you got a Tech 9, just spun into the mix. No AWP to contest Brute Monster. It's a really good break point to call these 30 seconds. And this is something they were doing really well on Anubis. They were winning the rounds and preventing Zero Tenacity getting consecutive. And that meant the money was always on a nice edge. That meant the money was in a really difficult spot for Zero Tenacity. Bait are looking to inflict the same pain here on the map pick.
I still managed to wrestle together a decent buy. Alex obviously goes wanting with the Tech 9. 3 AKs, 1 Galil. And one fighting towards middle. Nemanja is just spamming over the top. A boost up for Kenzie's Or, and wow, Promonster's holding for it. Back-to-back rounds where he's found a huge opening kill. At least Alex can upgrade to an AK, and MPL has got a kill back, so that's something for Bait. Will Avon be able to strike? He slid into the ladder room. Meanwhile, the fighting towards Palace. It's an aggressive push for cjoffo to get that frag.
They're not grouping, Bait. They are now, finally, but it's come at a cost of 2 lives. So MPL goes in towards the window, smoking towards Connector, trying to sell the idea further that he's not here, and it works. Simka hits the deck, and now you start to worry, you start to squirm a little bit if you're Zero Tenacity. Avon, worried, and Hedrick can now hear him, so they're just going to start accelerating, and MPL is already in towards this B site. Here's the split, and Brute Monster cjoffo far away.
Yeah, cheeky little boost up to find that frag. Avon tries to play around the edge, knows that if he can get a kill here, that gives them a good chance in the retake. But if he can't find it,
I'd save.
cjoffo is on 9 HP. They're gonna group. A boost up, maybe that's the way in. Avon jiggles around the corner. Hedrick has a nice line here. There's no need for anyone to peek in towards short. They'll get a bit of info for Jiggle. Hedrick just sits. cjoffo's already running away. Yeah, this is gonna be the safe call. They needed a kill immediately. That little mid-round works a lot better.
Yeah, it did. And I was really worried that they were just going to sort of fight to their death again. But the smoking towards top connector really sells the idea that MPL isn't in towards the murder hole. And he's just able to get that backstab on Simka. And the reason why that happens is because Nemanja's been caught out over towards mid. You see the little X on the map. He was in towards the window at the first instance. So that means that you've got Simka completely alone in ladder. There's no B rotate, so you gotta start rotating. That's why MPL catches him. It's really clever, and it works out because Bait have got a good understanding of what's happening all over the map. There's a push in towards Palace. Okay, that means that A is quite strong. B is probably the weak point, and they react immediately. That's the key thing that wins in that round, is the fact that they react instantaneously to what Zero Tenacity are doing.
Alright, someone's got to throw something in that. Monster's gone aggro into apps with the AWP. Gets ahead of that smoke. So MPL, yeah, he might be in trouble if he decides to go lower, but no, we'll fall back. This is going to be an A execute. MPL is just doing a bunch of fake out utility elsewhere. At the moment, that is keeping bodies over here. Avon has a powerful position, but he is alone. How well can he hold? Because he has nowhere to go. That's the big issue. He's going to need that support to come quickly. Nemanja moves over, smoke onto Palace, not really going to have an impact. Now all of the execute utility flies in. Smokes land. Avon calls this out. Now the hit comes in, tucked in towards back. What can he get from Firebox? Doesn't swing. Doesn't swing to the last second, and that is not enough. He doesn't get a single kill. Bomb goes down. 5 on 4.
Yeah.
5 on 3.
Even worse. And again, you've got limited money here. If you're Zero Tenacity, saving the AWP isn't the worst option in the world. And I think they've already realized that, so they're going to get out of dodge. That right there is a really good example of what to do if you're entering into a bomb site. especially in Team CS. And if you look at what cjoffo is doing, the prime objective of an entry player is not to get a kill. It's actually to create space. So if you look at this A bomb site, all the smokes come in. cjoffo completely ignores Firebox. The way he paths, obviously he clears under Palace, fine. And then he moves with these smokes and goes through the middle of the bomb site and goes in towards CT. He completely ignores Firebox. That's not his responsibility. His responsibility is to take all of that space. And then Bait come in behind. That's why Essential's holding. And you get based out by the audio if you're Avon. And you start swinging thinking, oh, I've got a time and he's not cleared me. No. That's such a perfect entry path, and cjoffo does it so well in this Bait team, and it's really worth speaking about, because that's why they're able to get that kill on Avon, because he thinks he's got that timing because cjoffo hasn't cleared him. No, it's deliberate, because cjoffo wants the space, doesn't care about your little angle in the corner.
That's a great explanation, because sometimes, you watch players entry pathing into A, and you're like, oh, why did he clear that? That's it. Or why didn't he? Why are you ignoring this position? Why on this round are you clearing it? There's always a lot of questions asked about kind of how entry pathing can work. I think that was a great explainer. Right there, Brandon.
Thank you.
And a great round from Bait. 5-1. Even if the fake isn't fully bit down on, it's enough to keep attention still in towards middle, where they can play that rotation point where they're like, okay, well, we're not sure if that was a fake. We're not sure if it's commit elsewhere. We're just sitting kind of in the middle area. So Avon is completely isolated. I think even if he got one kill, it might not have been enough to change the outcome of that round. Oh.
No, can't see him.
Thing. No.
I've already got a compliment MPL on this entire structure. I know he does that. But there you got the opening kill. But the reason of last round going for an exec is because he knows that they saved. They had to concede the 3v3. Their utility's not going to be amazing. And all Bait are doing right now is gathering clues. And they recognise over the last few rounds, as Tenacity are pushing these extremities, they're getting info elsewhere. That's why they're able to get into B in that one round in window. Previously, that's why their rotations were so delayed on A that previous round, because Brit Monster was set up in towards apartments. So this round they're playing and they're holding for the extremities. Did Nemanja see cjoffo? I believe so. Yeah, he's locked in. He wants to have this fight, and cjoffo pulls out his knife at the worst possible time.
Yeah, it's outrageous timing, isn't it? He was even holding for that potential, but he gets just towards the end, and now Thimka is going to be completely isolated here. He's all alone, and if he goes down for free, it might not matter. Bomb being planted. Avon gets a big kill. Essential is very far away, and Nemanja's aware. Here's the sound cue, I suppose. Brit Monster removes head trick, denies the chance of a clutch. There's a way into that round for Bait, even after they lose that player under, but they miss those opportunities.
Yeah. And that's a case of you're doing too much. Example number 1, MPL running for a molly. Example number 2 is they're splitting B, and they think, and Essential thinks he's got more time to activate A. And Bait didn't realise that they'd be able to get that kill on B so freely. And it's the fact that you start spamming the bench, you get the instant kill, and Essential's like, oh crap. Like, I need to move because I'm so far out of position. Bomb goes down, you lose your other player on the B bomb side that isn't the planter. Oh no, a disaster. 5-2, great shot out of Brit Monster. And now you've located, if you're Bait, that the AWP is in towards short. How do you approach this? It might just be with pure aggression.
They will slow them down as well, so they wanted to put a bit of pressure on over towards B. Wouldn't be the right call, because now there's 3 players over here. But Monster's in towards short as well, so Alex needs to be careful if he does decide to extend out further. Now putting a bit of a regress in towards middle, so Monster's in the right position. He's just holding this narrow line. Molly's not going to put him off the angle either, but they're going to walk below. Does he decide to extend his line any further? That's the real question here. Again, going for this boost up in towards window. No one is on the other side. This feels like it's going to be a crawl in towards A, and the moment, defenders are split. Simka is worried about that murder hole play, so it's all into Avon in towards the Palace, and cjoffo by his side will chime in for a kill as well. Between the two of them, they're doing wonders in locking down this A bomb site. MPL was meant to be the late activation, but now he has to deal with 4 players, and they're in every single witch angle. Can't get past the first.
And interesting, what you're going to see on the replay is how dynamic actually cjoffo is in his position, because Avon's stuck, low HP, stuck. Like, he has to play to his death. So cjoffo is just swinging, and he goes really wide. Normally, you're going to expect the site player to tuck in, hide, wait for support. No, he knows that he actually needs to be the active one there in that moment because Avon can't do anything. So as soon as Avon gets traded, it's an instant swing. It's the last thing you expect if you're bait. Because if you're bait, you're just trying to escape. You get the bomb, maybe you can get out towards connector, kill a short player that's rotating. You still got the space in towards jungle. You could potentially go B. cjoffo just denies all of that. A really important round for him being active. I've already seen positions where Zero Tenacity have been passive and they've been punished. That's completely ruined the econ as well for bait. 2 rounds in a row, that's all it takes. And the Manya might have killed the Galil, but he wouldn't be ready for Kenzie's or great trade.
Yeah, how much more damage can they do with these pistols?
Oh.
Well, not a lot. Avon is dealing with everybody. cjoffo by his side gets those final 2. So only that 1 kill into Nemanja. Couple of CT rounds get rolling. Broadmonster has 12k because he's saved like every single round. It's ridiculous despite them being behind. So that's good news for the CT side.
Yeah,
I've not been lucking the buys.
I thought cjoffo got that kill, but it wasn't. It was Avon.
No,
on Palace.
no.
That would have been ridiculous.
He tried.
He did. No ult for head trick, still more notably. No bomb plants in a while for bait, which means that they can't afford to have the sniper. So you're speaking about Brook Monster saving all the time. Well, that's to facilitate the AWP. cjoffo, that feels brazen. And Brook Monster can't trade.
Swing out.
And neither can the Manya.
Kenzo gets that kill, ready for that aggression, and MPL's just charged in. Oh, okay. That's ridiculous.
That's one way to get the AWP.
Yeah, he was looking for space, and he gets a little bit more than that. Simkira has no HP. You are done for. Kenzo removes him. Holy moly, me oh my.
Good call again out of MPL. He says, oh, what worked last time? It was a fast A play. All right, let's just do it again. But this time everyone commits into it. It isn't just Kenzie's or sort of being baited. MPL goes up and over the stairs. He gets 2 kills in towards jungle. In fact, he's got kills in before the utilities even landed. So that was how fast bait operated that. They take timeout. Hopefully we'll resume it in just a moment. But finally, Headtrick equipped with his weapon of choice, which means this gives bait more options in the mid-round. He's got the spawn to go for ramp if he wants it. However, I doubt it because cjoffo's now just pushed ramp and got owned, and that won't happen again.
And how quickly 12k turns to 2, but at least he's been able to provide for his family, aka his team. And a good team is like a good family.
They probably regard each other as family.
Yeah. They've been together for a long time. Zero Tenacity.
Coming up 4 years.
Wow. That long. Okay.
That's just
actually,
on Zero Tenacity as well. Like, they played in teams before Zero Tenacity.
It's actually a really long time to be together. Obviously, Peanut World played on this team before Avon.
Yes, he did.
One of the better names that's ever existed, I think.
I remember Peanut World.
Peanut World.
Mr. Mario. 2022. Yes. February. Because
look at you.
He was one of the first players I casted when I first started out casting Counter-Strike, and I thought, it's called Peanut World.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually kind of crazy. All right, we've got a little tag, guys. Hopefully it's not a longie. We'll see if we can get to the bottom. Whenever there's typing, that's normally good.
There we go.
For this
How
reason.
about that?
There we go. Sorted.
Peanut World. Good times. Kylan, what you got, Zero Tenacity? 2 rounds down. You can still make the most of this first half. Let's see what's on the menu, because it's these extremity pushes that have been 50-50. In terms of finding success, it looks like Bait are going to speed up, but this time not to A, but to B. And this is perfect, because Zero Tenacity are fighting mid. Simka gets the nod. He needs help fast.
He does have Avin in towards short, and he's delivered a kill. Simka will remove one as well, and then Avin doubles down. So they've done great holding on to B. Sensual can't quite adjust onto Manya. A lockout on the B hold. Hedrick will get one on the fadeaway, but that's all he's allowed. I like the call to go direct, but yeah, Avid in short, rains down terror.
Yeah, I love the rotates as well. The man who just on the bin, looking over the smoke, getting the walkout on balcony. The player at back site is unintentionally actually being a really big distraction and a scapegoat for both Avon on short, but also for the Mania and his play, because he's sidestepping, he's shooting at backside, he's also stepping in the molly. It's like, oh, you know he's low. You really want to get that kill, and then your gaze averts to the other dangers on site. Spam through the smoke, this time not connecting. Mid never really a contentious subject for both Zero Tenacity and Bait, but finally they clash in the middle of it. Brook Monster comes up trumps at Kenzie's Ore.
This is wild. Yeah.
NT.
Did you need to?
No, you didn't.
In the 5-on-4?
No, you didn't.
It's actually kind of a remarkable thing to do. Brook Monster. Oh, we've seen things.
And MPL's in the window again. Keep your eye on MPL. Brook Monster is. What a shot.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then the nade just hits Essential and it does like 10 damage. And it bounces off his noggin.
Bounced right off. Oh, joffo swings out too. Hedrick was half ready for it, but starts to move. Alex, okay. Chance in the clutch. 2 kills, clean.
Good reposition out of joffo.
Smoke will... Oh, never mind. Smoke won't allow the pickup of the bomb. It's joffo that confirms. 6-6. We're all tied up.
Really good recovery from Zero Tenacity as Bait were leading the charge. You felt like maybe this was going to be the 2-0 locked up. It still could be, but it's going to be a much more of a challenge for Bait as they now swap on the defense. Essential smoke kit.
Okay. They're not going to have a lot of players in the right place. 3-line wait, MPL tucked in towards Sandwich. Needs to be careful on his swing timing for this Palace play, but a good crossfire with head trick. And when the smokes come down, they start to realize, okay, we've got a good idea of this. The molly won't force head trick out, and the first kill comes through. Now the swing, exactly what he was waiting for, and executed to perfection. The crossfire between the two stars shines bright. And Nemanja, he's on the wrong bomb site. Might have space, but it's temporary. I think, yeah, someone will surely pick him off eventually.
Any day now.
Any day now.
Come on, Nemanja. Time to die. Any day now. There we go.
There we go.
Of course, it's the usual suspects, isn't it? Head trick MPL setting up this little trap for Zero Tenacity to walk into, and they get completely smashed to bits off it. Biding his time is MPL. Some quality shots chiming in with head trick. Expertly done. That's exactly what Bait wanted. They got the pistol. And with no bomb plant, Zero Tenacity is still going to force anyway.
That's kind of wild. 2 players that had armor. It's a Tech 9, Mac 10 rush. Or not rush. But it will be a pop. Kansas gets aggressive, removes one of those players, and now the hit comes through. They're committing. Essential needs to be careful. He is completely alone. Has some support on its way. Getting run down. He swings out. He's the one that stands tall. Avon gets one through the smoke, but Essential's done his job, and now Kenzizor wants his piece of the pie. Oh, careful now. Brewmonster's getting a few frags, but it is just isolated kills. And fours are kept in hand, and Bait deal with the force buy.
Yeah, it gets a little bit scary, but the MP9s make all the money initially, so that's completely fine. And you technically upgrade to your MP9s by then making you money, and then you drop them on the floor. Head trick and Essential still re-equip themselves with MP9s, but that's fine. That was the force. You now know it's an eco, or deco, I should say.
And you just don't let him sit in this one. Don't let him get those deagles to work. Run them with MP9s, or just duel them with the M4. That works too. Quick mop up, it looks. And if you decide to commit in this way, it's another MP9 to greet you. 9-6. Ouch. 4 ankles. Good kills from Alex though. Nice little 3k. And a 3-round lead. Portmonster has enough money for the AWP. So we imagine he'll be bringing that into play immediately. Yes, does opt to do so at the cost of head armor, but that's absolutely fine.
You actually feel like you're at this break point now for Zero Tenacity where if you don't win this round, it's kind of over. And I don't mean that for dramatic effect. I mean that in the space of Brewmonster's got an AWP. It's a very heavy investment. And yes, you are playing against a bonus of Bait, which would be even worse if you lose this. And MPL's found the opening kill on Joffo. This has to be the complete A commitment with 3 players bursting out Palace and Utility being caught in hand. Not only that, you got Head Trick tucked in the corner at Sandwich, and whilst he'll make his move and not find anything, Alex will at least get the trade. 3 on 2, no bomb down.
Yeah, really uncomfortable spot for Head Trick there. So he goes down for free, but Kenzizor swings ahead. Arvin tucked in towards Tetris, getting run down, getting blown out the server. That's the second nade kill in this map for MPL. He's got a mean left hook on him. That is so unlucky for Nemanja because Alex just gets curious towards Rap and he just sees the edge of him throwing that util. And with no players behind, with the pop out from Palace, just nothing to be done. There's maybe a welding when they get the head trick kill. They get a clean trade onto Alex, but a swing over from Kenzizor does the trick.
And Essential still got his MP9. What I will say as well is shout out the observers today, because the amount of insanely good camera angles we've got.
Oh, yes.
Whilst the bombs coming in, we got like the flyover of the site whilst all the executes here. It's fantastic. Definitely deserves to be mentioned. Unsung heroes of the broadcast are the production team. 10-6 for Bait. A hero AK for Nemanja, but he hasn't got head armor. So one bullet from the M4 will just kill him. What's the go here? This T side has been very flat. They've tried A, it hasn't worked. They tried B, it didn't work. And now what? We're going to go slow? That seems to be the only answer, the only redirection here for Zero Tenacity.
Yeah, it's slow and just hoping that you can get a pick with one of these pistols, or maybe Nemanja can offer it up. Well, this nade is going to reveal Nemanja, so there goes your AK.
By the AWP, not the M4.
Yeah, why is he all solo? It's kind of wild that he's not kind of playing with the pistols and wanting to trade off them. Instead, wanted to lurk to success. And there has been some limited success in towards short. In fact, that could maybe be extended. Hetrick's the defender over to A. MPL's rotated off, and if Hetrick goes down, that's the chance in, but he's the one that's putting them down. And he's seen Joffo on that cross, misses that chance, at wide swinging with the 5-7. Hetrick doesn't care what gun it is. He'll still take the fight to you, and Bait are running away with the CT half.
Yeah, played that really well. And to go back to your Nemanja comment, he does that a lot when he's hero rifle. He'll just often lurk and try and find a time in. The rest of the pistols act more of a distraction on the opposite end of the map, and then you can relocate the bomb, maybe bring it through con. That was the idea, but instead the nade just breaks open that smoke. Hetrick removes him instantaneously, and it's a shame because you're split in two ideas there, because you're really relying on that game plan A working, and that means that there's no flexibility in the round. So when you get those kills up short, it's not like you can divert into a short play because you've scavenged a rifle, your other rifle's just dead on the floor. And the bomb's already hard committed in towards connector, praying and hoping that Nemanja, with all the investment, will find something. Instead, he finds absolutely nothing. Bait 2 rounds away from taking this. But remember Anubis? They were 12-6 up, and we needed all 24 rounds. Zero Tenacity are definitely not out of this yet.
Well, actually, we got to 23 rounds where MPL Ninja defused it.
Ah, yes, my mistake. I kind of erased that from my memory, and I'm sure Zero Tenacity are trying to as well.
Essential. Did he get a whiff of something? We'll drop his smoke. MP9 in hand. Fires it off, but they're backed off. Has caused some repositions. Alex just walked through. Nice little peek out from Simka, but Alex will recover the spray. Has to run back. Push through his own smoke to get that, so very cheeky way to find that first frag. Now Hetrick's waiting on the line if Nemanja steps further forward. Oh, but Hetrick's getting curious, and this could get punished. What's the timing like? No, Hetrick gets up on that little lip, and he used that to his advantage, so picking them off one by one. And still one by one, because both the remaining Ts completely split up, but wants to on a solo mission in mid with the AWP and bomb on his back. A dire situation, but maybe Avan's distraction can give him the space. Yeah, there comes that kill, but immediately from short does Kenzizor strike, and he'll strike again. 12-6, flawless on the CT half.
And that is Bait playing around where they think it doesn't matter what we do, we're just going to win. And that's the confidence surging through their veins after making the major, after making another top 3 finish at the CST Global Finals. Over at Mesa as well, on LAN. They're doing it online, they're doing it at LAN. Championship point is fantastic wording, but it is series point for Bait to continue this run in the upper bracket. With Zero Tenacity, their fate would lie in the lower bracket. Hetrick, an Essential who had the MP9 for the entirety of the second half, finally dies, and he's got a second AWP as his reward. Fair enough, mate.
Yeah, you know, you held on the MP9 for so long, why not treat yourself? But Nemanja's managed to catch Kenzizor. Trey will come through. That drop down, the smoke did disguise the vision of Essential. Oh, he wants to get up active. Split's coming through short, man. Head trick. There's 2 ults you have to deal with. He spotted another, and between the 2, it's a skewering. Oh, crazy shot from Essential. Who's the primary AWPer? MBL looking to finish the job, wants the rifle to get involved, and he will find that final kill. It is a lights-out CT half, 13-6. Not a round dropped on the CT side to secure the 2-0.
Yeah, well, really well played by Bait. To be honest with Zero Tenacity, look, they came back on Anubis, but it felt like they'd run out of gas on that T side of